Greetings, Earthlings. How are you doing? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna go over the top 10 real estate investing markets right now, 2021. And what you'll notice is that a lot of these markets are gonna be evergreen, really good markets to always invest. But if you have some money or if you have some ideas that you wanna get into wholesaling real estate or flipping houses, this video is for you. Stick around and I'm gonna share some details, statistics, why or why not you should go into these markets. So again, my name is Raul Balufa and I help people start, get that very first investment deal or scale up to 5 deals a month, wholesaling real estate, all from home, all online, and doing it all the time. So without further ado, this video is strictly going to be talking about the 10 best real estate investing markets. And this is more specifically geared towards residential properties, residential housing, single family homes, duplex, triplex, fourplex. And the reason for that is my expertise. That is what I do all day long. I've done over 500 transactions of these, flipped many houses, have rental portfolios, sold them, bought people out, everything. And so this is what I really enjoy talking about. And if you're listening to this and this is what you like, then click that like button and I will make more of these videos. And if you want something specific for me to make, comment and I will do that for you. Now, the premise for this is that we looked at different articles and different postings on what is the best markets. We have our own internal research that we do in our team on what markets do we go to. But we also do some research and see what are the markets, what are the numbers saying, the listings, sold deals, flipping profits. There's a lot of different factors we could look into. And so I picked out the 2 best articles that, and I'll link it on the description below, but I picked out the 2 best articles that I found. And although they list 10 different, I'm gonna pick the 10 that I chose out of these 2 articles and why. And it's really interesting. One is from an insurance article, okay? And one is from a mortgage article. And they throw in numbers and statistics to support their evidence on why they pick these markets. But guys, it's so freaking frustrating if you live in California, New York, Miami, Houston, Austin, you know, all these cities that are crazy growth. And that's awesome to have crazy growth, but the population, the prices, it's insane. So you might have money or you might want to invest money, but you can't do it in your backyard because you don't get any returns. So this is the reason I made this video, so you can know, all right, if I'm going to invest into homes for investment, where should I go? Where should I take my dollars? And you could spend forever trying to figure that out and get all types of analysis paralysis. And we want to skip that for you. And we want to just give you the top 10 and why. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Right, so the first one, and I have my handy dandy laptop here to remind me because there's I wrote some notes here. The first one that came out on both articles, as one was number 1 and one was like number 3 or number 4 on each or the other, is Washington State, okay? Pretty crazy. We did our first wholesale deal in Washington State 2 weeks ago. The seller wanted to sell, inherited the property. We got it and we wholesaled for one of the biggest assignment fees of the year. It's about $50,000 assignment fee. If you don't know what an assignment fee is, you can look at some of my other videos and I explain what wholesaling is and what that means. All it really is that it was a freaking hot market. We got it under contract. We got this house under contract and sold it right away. Now here's some stats. Percentages of homes sold above list price is 44.74%. Think about this. That means that if you buy a house and you fix it up, you put it on the market to flip it. Let's say you put it on the market for $200,000. That means that it's gonna go, on average, you got a 44% chance that it's gonna sell for higher than $200,000. That's almost 50-50. I like those freaking odds. So this is a really good market. If you wanna do fix and flip, Washington State's a great market. You can still find houses in the 150s, 200, 250K buy price and fix it up and sell it 350, 400 and make a huge profit. And there's people moving there. Another really interesting number on Washington State is average number of homes per month sold within 2 weeks is 68 homes. Every month, there's 68 homes sold within 2 weeks of listing date. meaning houses are flying like freaking hotcakes in Washington State, okay? Let's go to number 2. All right, number 2 market I'd recommend based on the research is Idaho, okay? The Idaho median price is $414,000, so a little on the higher side. This is also more of a flip state. I'll go into some rental states in a little bit. But this is states, if you want to invest, fix it up, sell, these are the states you got to look at. Property value appreciation is 34.6%. That is insane, okay? That is insane. But probably the reason why this is happening is that the population growth in Idaho is 14%. Meaning, there's a ton of people moving to Idaho. Boise's crazy. But there's a lot of people going there. The houses are spacious, there's land. A lot of people, because of COVID, can work remotely, but they want to live somewhere that they have space for their dogs and their kids and just be free, okay? I just moved into a condo, so excuse this little mess. I haven't hung up the painting or anything. Got my little DJ set there, but I live in a condo and it's like 1,200 square feet. It's right in the city. I love it. But a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people have families and they want a house and they want to live with a backyard and have horses and cows and stuff, okay? So Idaho is a great place. A lot of people are moving. Number 3, this one's near and dear to my heart, my hometown, is Florida. I freaking love Florida. I'm so bullish on Florida. Everything about Florida is amazing, okay? I'm biased because I live here, but research it, Google it. It's the taxes, the tax law, basically how everyone's so free here. It's a great place. Now, Florida has a couple different places that are good. Tampa, Florida is probably number 1 on the list right now. As flip and rental market, Tampa, Florida is booming like you cannot believe. South Florida, Miami, and Broward County, Fort Lauderdale, these have become great areas to invest, specifically in like Airbnb, VRBO type properties. South Florida has been a really big hub. It's a little bit on the higher end. You probably have to buy at $800 to $1 million price point. Not the best. You can make big profits flipping here, but it's not the easiest and best to do it. But Florida is where I'm personally building my rental portfolio because I live here and I have connections here. But Pensacola, Daytona Beach, Lakeland, Florida, Polk County, Lee County, these are places that you could still find 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms under $200,000 that rent for $1,600, $1,800. Palm Bay, Florida is another good one. So Florida is a really good spot if you want flips and rentals, okay? It doesn't have as much growth and appreciation as these have had that we just listed. However, it's still a good place. All right, let's go with number 4. This one is that one I don't have much experience in, but it's something when I was researching, it kept coming up. And we have never done a deal here, but it opened my eyes to, how good this market is. So, and number 4 is Nebraska, okay? Nebraska has a 38.8% properties, homes sold above list price. So you have a 40% chance that your property is going to be sold above list price in Nebraska right now. That's so crazy. Look, on the flip side, it shows that when things like this are happening in real estate historically, probably means we're coming up to a correction, recession, etc. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. Neither do you. Neither does anybody. However, when you see things like this, 2 things come to mind. Is 1, we got to move quick and take action on these fix and flips and make as much money as we humanly can, or wholesaling, etc. Because the rug can be swept out from under us at any time. Because historically it has happened. When people have made offers over this price and things like this, the market ends up going down, okay? Might not happen this time, but that's a historic thing. Now, with that being said, if you want to get in the game, Nebraska is a place to look at. So average months of supply is 1.13, meaning they need supply, okay? Each market should have about 6 months of supply. That's like a supply. What that means is that the demand and the supply is as equal as possible. Okay, that's the easiest way I could put it. Yeah, it's just a low supply. If you can find a good deal in Nebraska, in a good suburb part of town, you can't go too rural. We always try to stay, our wholesaling business operates in 30 states, okay? And what we do is that we find off-market properties, buy them, sell them to investors, fix and flippers as is. And one of our rules is that we try to stay away from counties or cities that have less than 70,000 people population. So when I'm naming all these states, Nebraska, Florida, etc., something you got to think about is just because I'm naming the state doesn't mean every part of the state, every city's good. One of the rule of thumbs is try to find one with a Walmart nearby or a Publix nearby within 10 miles, and try to find a county that has more than 70,000 people in it. All right, let's keep moving on the list. This one I really, really like. We've been doing quite a bit of deals here. We've been finding off-market properties here, and we've been selling them for a huge profit very quickly. I haven't kept any here yet on our rental portfolio, but you can. And this is North Carolina, okay? North Carolina, what I like about North Carolina is the median price. I really like states that the median prices are still under 350 grand. And let me tell you why. Just to build a house, okay? Just to build a property. Right now, the supplies have gone up, the cost of labor has gone up. So for you guys to understand, to build a house, right, it takes labor, you need people, you need materials, you need permitting and a bunch of other things, but people and materials are the main things that build up the house, right? The concrete, the wood, the fashion, everything, the flooring, the tiles, the ceilings, the drywall. There's a billion materials, the beams, okay, there's a billion materials to build a house. When those go up, the cost of building the house goes up. When the cost of building the house goes up, the price goes up. But even when the prices were low to build a house, right? We call it 8 years ago, 10 years ago. When the prices were low, you can't build a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house for like less than 80 to 100 grand, okay? You just can't. It just doesn't exist between materials and labor, okay? And that's like cheap, right? Probably costs you, on average 150 to 160K. So when I look at markets and I see people going into this market, like North Carolina, that the population growth is 10%, the property value appreciation is 17%. When I see that, and I see that you can still buy a 3-bedroom house for 160, 180,000, which is really close to cheap building cost, I get excited. Why? Because if the market turns, you own the house for pretty much what it costs to build it. Meaning, in theory, you can always get financing for that, okay? So you can always be bailed out. So that's what I really like North Carolina. The price points are good. There's good flips. What I've seen is that the North Carolina rental market hasn't really caught up yet. It's not the hottest rental market, meaning the rent rates aren't very high yet. I'm sure there's some particular areas and cities and stuff that are, but in general, I've seen Florida has higher rental rates, Georgia has higher rental rates, but North Carolina is a very safe market. It's going up. People are moving to North and South Carolina like crazy. So I would look into that one. All right, so number 6 or number 7, wherever we're at, Georgia. From experience, from doing many deals in Georgia, from flipping houses in Georgia already, what I've noticed is the areas outside of the major cities are really good for flippers, are really good for you as an investor. Why? Because people bought these houses literally next to nothing 20 years ago. The appreciation in Georgia has been through the roof, okay? We did a deal that someone bought this property for $20,000 like 25 years ago. We offered them 80, but now the house is worth 250. But they made money. We were able to get a good deal. We sold it to our investor for a good deal, and the investor was able to fix it and flip it for a good deal, right? So the owner bought it for 25 years ago. We paid him 80, so he made 60,000, right? Made 60,000 in the sale. We flipped it for 110, so we made a good chunk on the sale. And then that flipper sold, put a bunch of repairs into it and then sold it for 230. Meaning Georgia is a good place to find deals because people have equity. There's a lot of people with equity out there. The properties were really discounted back in the day. And now since the city's booming, Atlanta is booming, it's a great place to go and check out, either to flip or rent. Rents are pretty good there. There's a lot of Airbnb stuff going on, which is good. But those for Airbnbs, guys, look into the rules in the specific cities and counties. I'm just stating what I know and from what I've seen and read. But if you really want to get into a specific strategy, I would say look into that county and city. But Atlanta's a really, really good one. The median income is $58,000 and the population growth rate is 9.6%. Appreciation is 17%. That's crazy, okay? And the median home price is $251,000. that's pretty affordable, right? If you get a 5% down loan, even a 20% down loan, it's not a whole lot of money to be able to own a piece of real estate in a booming market. All right, so let's go next. This one I really like. And this is a town where you have a lot of land and people like land. And this state is Oregon. Now, Oregon also has a 40% chance that your house, when you put it on the market, is sold above list price, and the supply is super low, 1.71. So what I'm talking about in these states is the biggest factor you'll see is that these states that are doing really, really well typically have a low supply, meaning it's harder to find the deal. But when you find the deal, you can make the most amount of money, the most amount of return on your money. What we've seen is that flippers in these markets are making about 20% return or more on their money, cash on cash. Bro, what the heck does that mean? If you invest $100,000 net, let's say you buy the house for 80, you put 20 in repairs, that's 100. You're gonna make 120,000 or 20,000 net, right? You're gonna get back 120. You put 100, you're gonna get back 120 or more in this market within 6 months if you sell the house and do it correctly, right? So Oregon's a really good one. Portland, you got great places, a lot of growth. All these places have low supply and high growth. These are states you want to go to. You don't want to go to California right now. You don't want to go to New York right now. New Jersey's on there. That's not a good one. Connecticut's on there. It's not a good one. So there's a lot of states you don't want to go to. And I hope this video helps you to get to the states you do want to go to. So let's jump into the last two of them real quick. And we'll call this a day. Let's talk about Texas. Okay. Texas medium home price is still $250,000, right? If you go to Austin, Texas, or Houston, or some parts of Houston or San Antonio, they're going to be a lot higher than that. But overall, Texas is getting all the population. Texas and Florida, okay? Look it up, all right? I'm not making this shit up. Texas is a great place to live. Taxes, liberal, people love it, right? I'm not talking politics here, but I'm just saying in general, right? Just look at the numbers. Why are people moving there? It's not because it's a shitty place to live. Texas is awesome. Dallas, Houston, Austin, whatever, outskirts, okay? We just sold a property in, what was this city? Man, this town had like 50,000 people. We went against our rule to get it under contract. A property what we did from our marketing, and we sold it right away for $19,000 of profit on a wholesale deal in, shoot, I'm gonna get you the name because now it's wild. Oh, Sherman, Texas, okay, Sherman, Texas. Okay, but anyways, Texas is a place where people are moving to. There's tons of growth. The property value appreciation is 16.6%, and the population growth rate is 15%. That is insane. Man, one of the rules that I follow as well is just follow the funds, the hedge funds, right? If you're really into the real estate game, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, you could just Google real estate hedge funds, go on their websites, and look at where they're buying. And most funds are buying in Texas. Texas, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, a lot of these funds are buying there. This really outlines what are some of the good markets. The last ones, I'll throw in a bonus one in there. The last two are Tennessee and Ohio. I'm not gonna go so into them because these are some of the last ones, but Chattanooga, Tennessee is great. We've done some deals there. Ohio, Dayton, Ohio is good. Again, I sound like a broken record. These are just places that people are going to. Inventory's low and rents are high. People want to live in these places right now. So if you can get good at somehow finding a deal there, or investing your money there, or learning, or traveling there, talking to people, talking to agents, investors, or just doing a lot of phone calls of realtors, getting on email lists of wholesalers, this is all ways to get in the game in these states. So whichever one you like best, or if maybe you like 2 or 3, pick them. Don't pick all 10, pick 1 or 2. Get in there, start talking to freaking people, and if you want to invest, don't wait, start doing, okay? Hope this video helped you. If you guys like this content, we post about 3 videos per week, and I'm always looking for new ideas and collaboration. So please comment below or share this with somebody who's looking to get into the real estate game. Maybe they have some cash and they're like, don't know where to put it in real estate, don't know which market. Share this video with them and hope this helps. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.